Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and take a look at 3 players I think Reading should sell and 3 players I think Reading should go ahead and keep. Now originally this was a video where we looked at the whole squad and went through players that were on loan last year and still in contract for next year and said whether we should keep or sell them or whether we should sign or don't sign. Now if you guys want to see that video, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd be interested to know if that's something you still would like to see. But for now, we're going to go ahead and just do the keep and sell options for 3 players in the squad. Now, we'll start with the negativity straight away and we'll go with the sell. And the first player that I've got in the sell option is Ajaria. Now, look, with Ajaria, it's a little bit of a difficult one. Now, the bloke last year really did have a tough time. Him and Paul Ince clearly clashed, and obviously with Ajaria, he was injured as well. Now the problem is with Ovi is, for me, he is a luxury player. He's someone that's good on the ball but won't work hard, and he's someone that at the end of the day doesn't really have that great of an end product. Now for me, I think Ovi Ajaria is someone we should look to sell on, just because look, he may still be able to get a little bit of value. I know we signed him for £3 million and we're never going to be able to recoup back that transfer fee, but someone might take a punt on him in the championship. He's someone that is a great dribbler, don't get me wrong. He's someone that with his feet can do outstanding things. It's just his end product and really his ability to press for me that does struggle. Now with Chris Wilder potentially coming to the team as well as manager, he might not be someone that's going to fit in there. Wilder likes to play with 3 midfielders, with 1 sitting back and 2 that like to run and really play in like triangles. Is Ovi going to be someone that does that? I don't think so. So for me, Ovi Ajaria is the first player we should look to get rid of this summer. The second one is a little bit more of a controversial one, and it's actually going to be someone that's out of contract. It's going to be Yacob. Now look, Yacob has been here for 7 years. He's someone that has been a good player for Reading in his time, but at the end of the day, I think it's time for him to move on, and I think it's time for us to move on from him as well. Don't get me wrong, I think in League One he'll be an outstanding player, and I think he's someone that his physicality really is something that would shine in that league, but I think it's time for Mete to move on. He's coming up towards the peak end of his career now. He's 27 years old and he's going to want to get that last money move. I think he's probably someone that's going to attract interest as well from teams outside of England. Listen, if I was a championship club, I would definitely take a punt on Yacob. Yes, his injury record as well is something that isn't too great. Someone that consistently does get injured and spends a lot of time on the shelf. But I think he's someone that can make a real impact in a team. He's someone that's better playing as like a wide target man, and I think Yacob really does bring something good to teams. I think it's time for Reading though to let go of him. I think we've had him for a long time. He came here as a boy, and really he's leaving as a man, and I think it's time for Mete to leave. The final one is a little bit of a controversial one. I've actually gone for Reading's current club captain, Yacob. This isn't someone that I would want to see leave, but if a bid came in for him, I'm not going to say no. With Yacob, I think he really did struggle last season. I don't think he was great. I think there was performances where he looked good, but at the end of the day, I don't think he was too great for Reading. Now, for me, it's time for Reading to move on from Yacob as well. He's someone over the last 5 years that's been at the club, and he's someone that has never had massive amounts of success with the club. Someone like Mete, someone like Ajaria, someone like Yacob have always been part of relegation fighting teams by that £1 of each year. And I think that kind of does show with the teams that they've been in. Look, these players have been here for a long time. Maybe it's time for them to move on. I think last year, Yacob struggled with the pace of games at times. I think maybe his age is starting to catch up with him. 31, 32 years old now. Maybe it's time for Yacob to move on. Personally would see it. If a correct bid came in for him, it's something that I would accept. Right, we're going to move on to the 3 players we would keep now. We've gone for players that, look, are probably going to be a little bit out there, if that makes sense. The first one is going to be Jamari Clark. Personally, would like to see Jamari Clark stay at the club next year. I think he needs the opportunity. Obviously, he scored them 2 goals away at Birmingham all that time ago and has never really had a massive chance to shine since then. I think he's had these sub opportunities here and there, and look, that's not what we need. I think that Jamari Clark needs the chance to be able to be a starting player, and I think in League One next year, it's going to be something that he will be able to do. I think with Clark, He had a decent spell at Forest Green. He played 4 games, scored 1 goal before a season-ending injury hit him. And I think with Reading in League One next year and the amount of games we're going to have to play, he's someone that can rotate into the side. Him playing in Papa John's Cup games, him playing in them Tuesday, Saturday league games, Clark's going to get the chance. And I want to see that next year. The next player is Sam Hutchinson, and I think that's a player that Reading need to keep. Listen, his injury record again speaks for itself. It's someone that has been injury prone throughout last season, but when he played, he really was the glue for Reading and held us together. He played in that back three alongside Tom McIntyre and Tom Holmes, and in my opinion was the reason Reading's downfall in their season spiralled when he got his injury. Hutchinson's good. It's whether or not his body can take it. He's on low wages. I would keep Hutchinson just for the fact that he's got that ability to keep Reading glued together. Picks up a lot of yellow cards, but he's someone that brings that aggression and passion to that Reading side. I'd keep Sam Hutchinson again next season. Apologies for the cutout in the camera there, guys, but the final player that I would keep for next season is Tom Ince. Now, look, it's a bit obvious I can sit here and say I want Tom Ince to stay, but for me, I want him to stay because I think he will be the best player in League One if he is someone we can keep. Listen, Tom Ince is absolutely outstanding, and him to making that drop down to League One, he is too good for that level. I want Tom Ince to stay because, let's be honest, last year he worked for his dad and his attitude was great, but I think Tom Ince is somebody that we really should try and keep. In my opinion, outstanding. Going forward, his creativity is great, and I think in League One, that would just shine even better than before. Going forward, will he stay? I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, we sacked his dad last year. Is that going to be something that he's going to hold against us? I'm not too sure. Won the fans player of the season last year. Was our top goal scorer. Look, I would want to see him stay. If Tom Ince is playing in League One next year, he's a 15 goal, 10 assist type of player. I think Ince is definitely going to be the man to take us forward. Whether or not he wants to, I'm not 100% sure. But if Ince is in the team next year, Reading are in for a shout at a top 6 position. I think he can be that attacking creative midfielder in Chris Wilder's lineup. And yeah, look, he'll get back. He'll work hard. I think Tom Ince will definitely be a strong point for Reading next year. That's going to be it for today's video though, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed. Tell me whether you agree or disagree with some of the opinions that I've left in this video, and tell me whether or not you'd like to see the players I said to stay. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed it. My name's been James. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.